Hi YouTube, Scooby STI here. This is my 2016 STI here in the UK. Bought it brand new about 18 months ago and I absolutely love it. It's been my dream car for many years now. I got it in gunmetal metallic, one of five colours you can have in the UK. Just first of all, a big shout out to Mechanical Mentor over in Australia. Check out his YouTube videos on his 2018 STI. He's an absolute legend. Yeah, so modifications. This red pinstripe here I got from Scooby Speed over in America. I've got these STI mud flaps. What else have I got? Got the tints, which I think look really nice on this grey. And I've got the Miltech catback exhaust. Really nice sounding exhaust. I'll start it up in a minute. Yeah, ordered that from Demon Tweaks here in the UK. Cost me an arm and a leg, but it sounds brilliant and it's not too loud. It is resonated. No interior changes. But if I lift up the bonnet, I'll show you the mods inside the engine bay. Right, I've got a Mishimoto 3-port oil catch can, which I've had to modify because the bracket wouldn't fit. The hose they supplied was rubbish, and it was just basically, it was only about 3 foot long, and you need 3 lengths of about 1 metre, 14mm ID hose, and they just didn't supply it. But it has been catching oil. I spoke to my tuner and they basically said you don't really need one for a stock car, but it won't hurt it. They only recommend an oil catch can or oil separator for larger turbo models or more aggressive tunes, but I stuck one in anyway because this hasn't been tuned. I've put it on the dyno at my local tuner to see what sort of power it made stock. It made 289.7 horsepower at the engine and 290 pound-foot of torque. Not the 305 that Subaru actually says it's got. My local tuner's had about 30 of these on the dyno, and they all make about 280 engine horsepower. And about 290 torque. They've only had one car that made 300, so a little bit underpowered than what Subaru say it's got, but looking to get a stage 2, which will put it up to 330 horsepower from the engine and 360 pound-foot of torque. But obviously I need to buy a downpipe for that, sports cat downpipe from Miltech. But that's all on hold at the moment because I've just ordered the 2018 STI. It's coming into the UK in March as an 18 plate. It's one of 150 coming into the UK. They're naming it the final edition, which can mean many things. It can mean the last STI they're going to make. It could be the last STI they're bringing into the UK, or it could be the last of the EJ motor. But Subaru doesn't actually know what they're going to do. Subaru UK don't know anyway, but I've put my order in. What I do know is it's obviously going to have new front bumper, new lights, 19-inch wheels, 6-piston front calipers, larger discs all rounds, some interior tweaks, revised suspension, a little bit softer, more comfortable, which this car needs, to be honest with you, because the British roads there are terrible, and it is a quite bumpy ride. So looking forward to a bit more comfort. But yeah, that should be coming in March, and really looking forward to that. I'm going to put the dealership are going to take this car as trade, and they're going to take the Miltech exhaust off and put it on my new one for me free of charge, which is really nice of them. And oh yeah, one more thing, I've got a Go Faster Bits blow-off valve, which I've got my tuner to install, and that's really cool. It's fully adjustable, so you can close it up. If I just turn that, see it shuts there, so it can recirculate, or it can fully open to blow it off, blow the valve off, or blow the air off, whatever it's called. Get my words mixed up. It's also, yeah, got a Cosworth panel filter in there, which my tuner said I can have without having a tune. I mean, doesn't really gain horsepower, they say, maybe 1 or 2, but that's about it. It's more to help the turbo breathe a little bit better, but doesn't interfere with the MAF sensor or anything like that. Anything else? Have I missed anything? Oh yeah, I've got 5mm wheel spacers, which my Subaru dealership put on for me. You can see it doesn't tuck in underneath the wheel arch as much. It still does, but they did have 10mm spacers, but the dealership said you'd need longer bolts for that, and couldn't be asked, to be honest with you. So I went for the 5mm. Yeah, dealership here in the UK is pretty good with putting modifications on your car. Although they did say any modifications they do could affect the warranty, but with warranty it's a very grey area. I mean, you can put a catback exhaust on and it don't affect the engine at all. You might gain between 5 and 10 horsepower, my tuner says. The Miltech one, yeah, they help Miltech develop the exhaust, and they gained 7 horsepower just strapping it on there. So but it shouldn't really affect the warranty. The blow-off valve, don't think it will. My tuner basically said it will make no difference to the reliability of the engine at all. Oil catch can, that's helping the engine more than anything. I mean, it's got a little bit of oil in there. When I say a little bit, like I don't know, 3 or 4 drops in there, and it's been installed for the last 10,000 miles. So it does catch the vapour, the oil vapour, but I'd rather it fall in that catch can than go into my engine bay in the combustion chamber. So it's doing its job. Oh, another shout out to, is it Tommy over in the United States? Love his videos. He's got the new 2018 STI as well. So check out his video on YouTube. Yeah, so this is my motor. But the first thing I'll be doing when I get my 2018 is I'll be getting rid of those 19-inch wheels, and I'll be putting some aftermarket Team Dynamic super lightweight 18-inch wheels. The reason for that, there are several reasons. You'll notice on a few of these wheels here there's some curbing just there, and round here, well basically that's my wife. She drives this car and she loves to go up curbs for some reason. So I'm going to get smaller wheels because them 19s are going to get absolutely ruined. And with an 18-inch wheel you're going to have a higher profile tyre, and that will improve ride comfort even more, and it will lose a good few kilos off each wheel, because I bet you them 19-inch wheels are going to be about 12 kilos each. With the Team Dynamic 18s they are 9 kilos each, so already you're saving what, 12 kilos of the weight of the car and unsprung mass. Improve ride quality, higher the thicker tyre wall here will help ride quality and reduce my wife from curbing the wheels. And the next thing I'm going to do is take out the spare tyre, which will save 14.8 kilos because I've weighed this, weighed my one already. So already there I'm saving what? That's 14, 12, so that's about 26 kilograms straight away. And I've heard the 2018 STI has gained weight. Now there's rumours going around it's gained 60 kilos. I've heard about 30 kilos. So the first thing I'll do is start losing some weight on my new car. And I'll be putting the oil catch can back in my new car, the blow-off valve back in. Obviously the Miltech exhaust is going back on, and then after about 4,000 or 5,000 miles I'm going to go to my tuner with the downpipe and get it remapped. So like I say, 330 engine horsepower and 360 engine torque as well, which should be sufficient enough, and hopefully improve fuel economy a bit as well, which will be nice because this absolutely drinks fuel. And in this country I've got to tax this car, and it costs me £500 a year to tax it, and you have to do it every single year. Where this new one, because it's going to be under the new tax law in this country, it's reduced to £140 a year, so I'll be making a little bit of saving there. But yeah, absolutely love this car. I use it with my wife. We've got 3 kids and they fit in nicely. But yeah, and I'm not sure, well, the Subaru dealership, they're keeping quite tight-lipped with the UK spec car. They're not sure if we're going to get the Recaros. They do know it's got a reversing camera, the brakes, the wheels, etc, etc. But they're not sure about a sunroof, or what the Americans call moonroof. They're not sure about the Recaro seats. To be fair, I don't really want the Recaro seats in a way, because I know they look a lot heavier than these standard seats, which you can see. Now I do like these seats, they do look nice, but they don't look aggressive enough at all. They are comfortable, but these should be a bit higher, they're a bit flat. And I think these seats were for the wider person, because I'm quite slim, and round corners going fast they don't hug you as much. So I might get some aftermarket seats, which will also lose a lot of weight as well. So yeah, this is my motor. But what I'll do, is my first video, I apologise if I sound a little bit like David Beckham. I've been told I do. Absolute awful voice. And I don't have all the technology to make this video look pucker. But I thought, this is my first video, I thought I'd show you guys my motor. And then what I'll do is I'll do another video when I get my 2018 STI in March 2018, and see what you think. Okay guys, if you like this video or any questions, then do ask. Subscribe if you want to. But yeah, this is Scooby STI, and this is my motor.